No matter what's going on, here are 7 ways to stay close. There are a lot of things that can make you and your partner feel stressed and drive a wedge between you. Whether it's because of a busy schedule that makes it hard to see each other, a new baby that keeps you up at night, the death of a loved one, or any of a million other things, it only takes one and you might not even notice until you're very far apart. Before anything bad happens, there are a few things we can do to keep our link and closeness with our partner. These things are simple and easy, and we can do them every day to make sure we're always on top of how our relationship is going. Put yourself first. This might seem like it doesn't make sense. If the goal is to stay close to and intimate with your partner, how does putting yourself first help? It helps in more than one way. Before you can talk to a partner about your needs and wants, you have to know what they are. You won't be able to learn about them if you don't set your priorities and ask yourself what they are. Second, you can't help someone else if you have nothing left to give. You have to take care of yourself by putting yourself first. That's how you find the strength and inner resources to be there for your partner, which helps keep things close. Third, if you don't put yourself first, you're more likely to let your limits blur and let your partner treat you badly or abuse you. By putting yourself first, you can set limits and tell when someone isn't treating you the way they should. Find out how each other likes to be loved. It helps a lot to know how someone best feels loved and cared for. When you use what you know, you go even further. Take the time to find out how your partner wants to be loved. Take the time to learn your own if you don't know it. Spend a little more time with your partner talking about how each of you shows love. Talk about how it makes you feel to be loved that way and give some examples of the things you like best. This gives your partner a starting point. If you don't know about love languages, it's important to know that there are several, and the way you best accept love may not be the same as your partner's. Still, we often try to show love the way we want to be shown love. That's why you need to learn the love language of your partner. But don't feel bad if, even after you learn their language, you still try to show love in your way. The key is to try to show them most of the time in their language. Tell people what you want and what you need. Sometimes we get angry because our partner doesn't meet our needs. We get stuck in a cycle of being angry that they don't meet our needs, complaining about it, to them or other people, and feeling ignored or unloved. What we might not know is that we never told our partner about these wants. People can't read your thoughts. Even if our need seems clear and we think everyone should know we need it, we can't expect them to know if we never say it out loud. You have to tell your significant other what you need or want from them. We don't always want to say what we need or want because it makes us feel weak. But that very openness can help you and your partner get closer and feel more connected. The same thing that makes you weak will also give your partner a chance to be just as open with you. Plan to spend time together. Whether you live together or not, sometimes the best way to make sure you spend time with your partner is to schedule it like a meeting. Even if you live together and see each other every day, I still think you should plan some time to spend together. When bills, housework, and kids come into a relationship, romance and love can take a back seat to reality and survival. Even though this is normal, it's not good for your relationship. Instead of talking about fun dates and romantic trips, you mostly talk about who will pick up Timmy from school or if the plumber has been scheduled yet. When you plan your time together, you can have some real time that isn't spent running the house. It also makes sure you don't waste your good time running chores or cleaning toilets. I think you should make plans to spend time together at least once a week. Give at least 2-3 hours, but if you can, give more. Date each other during that time. No talking about kids, bills, chores, jobs, or anything else from real life. Talk about your hopes, dreams, goals, and crazy ideas instead. Look into different parts of your relationship. Plan trips or talk about what you want to do when you leave. In these times, do fun things. Change things up and try something new every week. Make this a fun and relaxing time for both of you so that you can look forward to it and feel close to each other in the hours and days until your next date. Be understanding instead of angry. When someone hurts our feelings, we often feel like hurting back. But it doesn't always happen on purpose, and it might not even be about us. We need to take a step back and think before we move. Take a moment to put yourself in their shoes and think about what else might be going on. Is he yelling at you about the dishes, or is he sad because his dog just died? Is it possible that he's holding off on proposing because he wants to get you the perfect ring? Or that she didn't say yes right away when you asked her out because you asked right after she said you hadn't, so she thinks you only asked because she did? Don't ever think you know what someone else is thinking. Don't just assume that the fight you're having is as stupid and pointless as it seems. There could always be more to it. So, before you say it's all silly or responds with an insult, think about whether there might be something more important to talk about. Let things change. Change can be scary when it comes to relationships. Still, things change, and sometimes that's just what a friendship needs. We're afraid of change because we're worried about what it will do to our partner and our relationship. If we change, will they still love us? If they change, will we still love them? If we change, will we still love them? Can we still be happy in this relationship if it changes from what we've always wanted or had? We get stuck if we don't change. And if we stay the same, the relationship stays the same. Change is inevitable, and we have to be open to it in our partnership. This isn't just true for big changes like moving jobs or changing who you are. It also applies to the little things, like having to move your date night from Saturday to Thursday or changing your plans for an expensive tropical trip for a cheaper one closer to home. Keep in touch often. We often think that everything is fine when there aren't any clear problems. But just because it looks like everything is going well doesn't mean it is. Instead of waiting for problems to show up in a big way, check in on them often so you can solve them before they get too big. Just like you have a better chance of surviving cancer if you catch it early and don't let it grow, your relationship has a better chance if you solve problems before they get too big to handle. The sooner you can figure out what's wrong, the better. But sometimes we see a small problem and think it's not important enough to talk about. So we wait, but then it's too big by the time it's big enough. When you check in often, you can talk about small problems without feeling like they are too small. Check in with your partner once a week or once a month. Agree that these talks, even if they are hard, are good for your relationship and will help you both grow if you are both honest. Agree to talk about your problems, no matter how small they seem. Lastly, agree that even if you and your partner disagree about a problem, you'll still work together to solve it. By giving yourselves a regular place to talk about problems and concerns, you open the door to more open communication and better problem solving. Even though emotions may still get hurt when a problem is brought up, a regular check-in lets you be ready for that chance and be ready to think more logically and less emotionally at the meeting. Keeping your friends close and close-knit takes work and effort. It doesn't always feel normal to have to work at it, but when real life gets in the way, it's the only thing you can do. You can have a beautiful, loving, close relationship that can handle all of life's challenges if you work at it.